Hey, what is going on, guys? Minnie McCarthy here, and welcome to some ship reviews. Now, this is a new thing I'm starting, so I'm going to be playing Stormworks, and I'm going to be reviewing some different ships on the workshop. So that's cool. Today I'm going to be reviewing a ship that is well known to my career mode. It's two ships actually, but they're very similar. They're by Firemane Lex. You guys will possibly know him from the workshop and possibly from my other videos. It is a the ship, I should probably have said the name, is the FirstDayWorkHorse and the Firehorse by Firemane Lex. So, I was speaking to him about it, so I kind of got the full gist of this ship. Because I knew basics about it, but I didn't know the whole thing. So, really quickly, we're going into a career, whatever this is, because this isn't really changed much yet. This is, I don't want the tutorial. So we're going to hop into career. The reason it's called First Day Workhorse is because it can be used on the first day of career mode. So the only thing you won't have on the first day of career mode is a linear speed sensor, which you get pretty quickly. So just spawn the boat in after you've done a couple of missions or something, and you'll get the linear speed sensor. So I contacted him and kind of talked to him for a while, and he said, and I quote, "Honestly, I built those ships because I was failing missions because other ships capsized or had too little cargo capacity. Also, because few of them were a good starting point for the career mode." So, let's just hop into this career game, and I'm going to demonstrate that it can be spawned in on the first day of career mode. Now, the Firehorse, which is very similar, I will get onto that later. So, the ship is stable and can hold, so if we go to the workshop, go to this here. So this is the First Day Workhorse. This is by Firemane Lex, and the other ship we're going to be reviewing is the Firehorse, which is early career. So these two, ignore everything else. Linear speed sensor, obviously I mentioned that earlier, you're going to need to get that. But if we just look around the ship, so there are, I did do a bit of a tour. So there's your, so let's stop for a minute, take a breath. Done. Okay, so yes, I do start with negative money. I don't know, that's a bug at the moment, sorry. Okay, going back to it. So, both the ships are catamarans, and that means they have these two hull things here. I'm not great with catamarans or boats, but you know, I'm doing ship reviews. Let's go for it. So, it's very stable. I can say that, I can assure you that. I'll show you that it's really hard to tap. Plenty of cargo capacity here. They're very difficult to capsize. In bad weather, they're massively stable. They just stay there. You do have to mind the throttle in rough seas, but you shouldn't tip. Many ships can be capsized by doing a J-turn, as I will demonstrate once I spawn this stupid thing in. I'm not going to be able to because of this bug, aren't I? This is stupid. Because, well, that's a bad way to start a review. Okay, so it is very hard to tip. It's hard to tip in a J-turn. Really quickly, you've got a bed here. So there's two beds on board. There is the other bed here. You can have a crew of 8, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 technically, but you know, give or take. The cargo space is enough for level 1 or 2 missions, so this area is very good. Although the boat is, the issue I've found is missions where you have to put cargo on these areas, because of the low railings and this little mount bit here, sometimes, and this here, this is handy for getting on at the back, but it can cause issues when you're pushing, or when you've got cargo on board, because some cargo is too small and actually will go over the side quite easily. So that's one downside, but I'd say it's still pretty good. The back ramp, yeah, this is at sea level, so you can get on and off very easily. Unload crates here, heavier crates that is. There we go. Nav lights. So I'm going to go to the interior of the cabin now. So we have, I'm going to zoom out after each one. So we have our searchlight down here to the bottom left. So that's just that big thing at the front. There you go. Pretty standard, pretty good. Cabin lights are just there, kind of around the cabin. Doesn't make much of a difference outside. Beam lights are this light there, that one that's lit up, and those two. They're quite handy for in rough seas because you can't really see much. Nav lights are just the green and red ones around, and the little white lights at the back. Turn those off. There's the rear magnet there, you can see just there. There is a button at the back for the rear magnet as well. That's quite good. The Firehorse has another thing here for the hose. So you've got your engines here, so you can turn those on. That's just that's 4 engines, or 4 propellers. It's quite quick. It can do a speed of, with these aux engines, I'd suggest not putting them on in rough weather, because it makes it a little bit easier to tap. Now, this thing is very stable, as I'm demonstrating, right? So, this J-turn that I was talking about, so I've done all the nav lights. The side ladders, I'll get to those. So that is here, this little side ladder here, quite nice for getting up, and the other one over there. So it's got quick access to the passenger bay, access to top decks for quick unloading for higher surfaces. You can go up here and you can head up here if you really want, if I can ever get up. There we go. The bridge is placed at the front, so the bridge is there. Yep, that just fell off. The bridge is here for extra visibility. The rear magnet I've already mentioned, how it can be turned on from the cabin and from the back. The searchlight I've already mentioned. So, we're going to demonstrate how good this is at J-turns. We're going to throw both the engines on. Now let's take it out. See, it's very stable, very nice. Right, I'm actually going to put it in really bad weather, I think. We're going to turn all our lights on. They're very nice access to it. Our searchlight's on. So we have some big waves coming in. We're going to just show. So I'm actually on max throttle at the moment. And although it does come out the water, it does handle very nicely. Turning is quick and easy. Yes, I'm doing wheelies and have to manage the throttle a little bit, but overall, it's pretty good. Right, now, you've got yourself into a bit of a kerfuffle. Now, you have to do a J-turn. The J-turn does not tip it. Tada! To tip it in a J-turn, you really have to be trying. Like, really trying. I did try and actually tip it in a J-turn, and it took me 5 or 6 attempts to, but that was being stupidly aggressive. So, I'll admit, the ship isn't the quickest. With the aux engines on, it can do 24 meters a second. I don't know what that is in miles per hour or kilometers an hour, or I could probably work it out in kilometers an hour, but it's not very fast, if I'm honest. It's not quick, but it's a good ship. It's stable. It's a very good first day workhorse. Now, we're going to just quickly cover, and we're going to grab the Firehorse. I'm going to change the weather back. If we go and load in the Firehorse, it is the exact same boat, exact same shell, apart from it's got the pump system so it can put out fires. It's no quicker, it's just as well balanced, still rear magnet at the back, still the beam lights, different colour scheme, same layout, same everything, apart from the water cannon here, and it's got 2 searchlights, which I actually prefer to 1. I think it's nicer. So if we just go and turn, so the water cannon is here beside the rear magnet, so if we just turn that on, see, it's just going to spray water. We can control it with our arrow keys, as with the searchlights, which is kind of cool. So that's awesome, and it looks cool. I'm gonna put this directly up. So I've got a system now for rating boats. It's gonna be called a less rating, LESS. So the L, it's looks. The E is economical, how economical it is, as in how cheap it is. So pretty good. Speed is the first S, and the second S is stability. So for L, looks, I gave this a 7.5 because I think it's quite a nice looking ship. Generally pretty nice. A few things you could touch up. The colour scheme's a bit all over the place on this one, but generally a nice boat. Economical, I put it as an 8.9 because it's very economical. It doesn't cost all that much at the start of the game. It might take up a lot of your money, but it is going to help you a lot because it's so stable and fairly quick. Which brings me on to my next point, speed. 5.5. Not the quickest ship. It gets the job done, but not the quickest, so, you know, had to lower that rating a little bit. Stability, I gave this a 9.4 because I really struggled to tip this thing. It was incredible how much I had to try and tip it. So, out of 40, that's what, because everything's out of 10, by the way, I should probably have said that before. So for the less rating overall, I gave it a 31.3 out of 40. So, I hope you all enjoyed. I think this is an awesome boat. You should check it out. I'll leave a link to the workshop below. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment down below what you think of the boat, and I hope you all did enjoy. I hope you've learnt something today, because I certainly have. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.